Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Victoria Baran's show. She is live today with such fabulous information like she always has. As many of you know, Victoria Baran's super successful businesswoman. She has been for 20 years. She's an international training director. She's a senior vice chairman with Longevity, super heart-based, awesome with her team, just pours time and effort into her team like nobody's business. It's crazy good. And she has a great lineup of training today like she always does. And we're so happy to be back online with everybody. Thank you for joining us. Please put your questions and comments in the chat box down below. Welcome back to Victoria we'll get her going here.
Hey, Becky, for some reason we're getting feedback here.
Yeah, it's on now. Yep, I got it.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry about that. One duplicitous one off.
Okay.
Yep, you're set to go.
Okay, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for checking in. And you know what? Before we get real started today, when I got all kinds of fun stuff we're going to interject and do today, I want to talk about that contest for the Z team for anybody on my team. And I know there's lots of people who watch this and listen that aren't on my team, but anyone who gets to SEMD or above a new rank this month, I'm going to send them a Healthy Start Pack for free. So we're kind of excited about that. You've got 11 days left. So don't be thinking, oh, it's too late to do it, because it's not too late to do it. I can assure you. We have plenty of time. In 11 days, man, there have been people get to all kinds of ranks. So it's a matter of just getting going. So I'd like to start out today showing you. Okay, hold on here. Let's see here. Becky, is that showing up?
Not yet.
Okay,
you need to hit the screen share, then choose which of the three things, and there's a blue button down at the bottom right. Say okay.
Okay. Oh,
looks like it's going to come up now. There we go. You're almost there.
Okay.
Why We Rock. Yes. There you go.
It is Why We Rock. And I saw this video and I thought, you know, this is really a nice video. It was done several years ago. So there's one reference to 2010, but I'd like to start with that. It's just a 4-minute video. Why? We are in the people business. That's why, guys. We change lives one person at a time. That's why you do three-way calls, guys. It's a level playing field. Anyone can do this business and be a success. Proctor says, when you sow, you reap. It's the law of nature. Network marketing is perfectly like that. You're truly getting exactly what you're worth. Donald Trump. Network marketing has proven itself to be a viable and rewarding source of income. There have been some remarkable examples of success. Les Brown. Network marketing has produced more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world. Now is the time for passion, the time for focus, the time to take action. Now is the time. Anthony Robbins. This could be the greatest time you've ever lived. You would control what you focus on. Find empowering meaning and follow your actions on it. Ed Lubra. It's the year of the tiger. Grab its tail, baby. As network marketing enters a new phase of unstoppable growth, you're perfectly positioned to rock that power. You can make money or you can make excuses. You can't do both. Money or excuses. You can't do both. So I looked at that this morning and I thought, why do we do this business? Now I know why I do this business, but I wanted you to know that all the top income earners pretty much on the planet, Donald Trump, the guy from Virgin Airlines, all these people, they're in network marketing for a reason, because it is a better opportunity today. It used to be in corporate America, baby. That's where you would make things. Now it's not. That's not where you make money today. That's not where your security is. Today, your security is within yourself. Now, Becky, can you see this next one, network marketing equals residual income in green?
Yeah. If you could expand the screen, it would be good. It looks like it says Joshua.
Yeah. Okay. So just listen, basically. This is an interview with Doc. It's only 3 minutes long. It's on his take on residual income. It's just awesome. Again, it's only 3 minutes long.
Sweet.
And it's all about how network marketing creates
residual income. Is basically the definition of residual income is able to go to bed at night and the money's still coming in.
Somebody out there, somewhere in the world is still working in your group, in your marketing group, your downline, and you're making money while you're sleeping, or you're making money when you're in church, or you're making money when you're visiting your kid's soccer game and you're a volunteer coach. And we have people in the longevity business who do this. I mean, we've had people give up law careers to do longevity full-time. We've had people who were pre-meds and actually accepted into medical school give that up to do longevity because they felt they could actually do a better job of helping people through the longevity systems and programs than they could as a practicing physician.
You mentioned that you had some network marketing experience before you started longevity. Do you mind naming the company that you were involved with?
Well, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, with Amway. And of course, a lot of people, kind of like McDonald's, people have disparaging remarks for McDonald's, but they have very good food and they provide very good service. And if all the high school kids who get jobs at McDonald's wouldn't have those jobs anymore because McDonald's went away, it'd be a real disaster for the country. The same thing is true when it comes to longevity and the network marketing piece here. If this was not available to families to get additional income streams, it would be a horror. You get people who get 5 part-time jobs, and this is really disruptive to a family, but you love their work ethic, but it's not the proper way to do it. What you want to do is have a business plan, and this little CD teaches you how to do a little business plan. We actually have a book that goes along with it called Wall Street for Kids, and it teaches you how to build a business plan. Okay, I'm going to loan out 10 CDs a week, get them back with people's information so I can get them into the system, either as a preferred customer or as an associate. I'm going to sponsor at least 10 people a week to meet my goals of buying a better house for my family, getting the money to send 3 of my kids to college without having to get student loans. And this means I'm going to have to loan out 25 CDs a week based on my experience of how many people will sign up based on how many CDs you loan out. And what I found, if you have a business plan, well, I can't go home tonight because I only talked to 20 people instead of 25, so I need to talk to 5 more people before I go home. It keeps you on the rails, keeps you on the path, keeps you in the lane, and you're more likely to achieve your goals as if you do it just willy-nilly.
All right. So does that make sense? So you've got two things going on here. You've got famous people telling you, oh my gosh, network marketing is the right time, right place. This is the place to go, right? Then you've got Doc Wallach talking about residual income. Why do most of you do this business? I know why most, you do it for 2 reasons. Most people do it because they want to be of service to others and they want to make money. There is nothing wrong, we've talked many times, because most of the people that gravitate to my team I know are very service oriented. They're very heart oriented. They want to help the world. They want to make a difference. But you know what? I was thinking about this, and we always talk about make a difference, make a difference. Today, I want you to think about making a difference in your life as well. Because we do, as caregivers, as people like most of our team are, the people that check in here, are people who really care about others and will go above and beyond to do whatever they can. But you know what? It's about making a difference in your life too. It's like that airplane example we've given you before. If you're on an airplane and there's a hole in it or something, the oxygen goes low, what do? They put the oxygen on you first. You do it first, and then you can help everybody else. Just like nutrition, just like everything else. So we've talked about the money, the first 2 things, network marketing from Kiyosaki and Paul Zane Pilsner is talking about. It's a great time to do it. You can own your future. About financial freedom, Doc with financial freedom. But now I wanted to show you, one of our top leaders, Chris Downs, is so amazing, he and his wife. And you hear me talk about them quite a bit because I just love their gracious heart. I love his accountability that he does every single day of his life, 7 days a week. I know exactly what Chris's day looks like, who he's contacting, what he's doing, if we have a 3-way, what's happening in his team, what's going on with each of the people. I know what's going on. And he only takes a few minutes and gives me that information. So accountability is a big one, but health is a lot of the reason why people get involved. And I asked Chris, who's very technically oriented, and I said, hey, Chris, can you send me which videos you like? So then I got to looking at them this morning, longevity testimonies, and I'll tell you what, there's 20 of them listed here. I'm going to show you just a few of these, and this is 3 minutes and 42 seconds long, and it's very powerful, very down to earth.
Hello, everybody. I want to take a little bit to tell you my story and my experience taking in longevity products that I think have totally given me my life back, given me the opportunity to go and do as I wanted to, kind of have a quality of life now that we would all want to have, especially when you've been rode hard, put up wet as many times as I have. I come in contact with longevity products somewhere in the neighborhood of March 15th of this year. Really got involved in it, and I love Dr. Wallach's prescription by the 100-weight. So weighing 230 pounds, I took 2 of the Healthy Start packs, and I followed the protocol to a T. On May the 19th, I'd lost down to 204 pounds. I was beginning to feel better, had more energy. So I'd lose 26 pounds on just 2 Healthy Start packs a month. Along about that time, they introduced what I say is a belly eater, the ASAP. I got on that program on May the 19th at 204 pounds. I stayed on it for 1 month. June the 12th, I come off of it, and I lost 18 pounds. I was down to 186 pounds. Belly was gone, went from a size 38 jean to 34. Probably could have wore 33. Since that time, I've been on maintenance and on the 2 Healthy Start packs a month. Woke up about 10 days ago totally pain-free for the first time in 43 years. And when I say pain-free, and I've had hips broke, I've been run over by tractors, I've had shoulders broke, I've been electrocuted, all of my joints with bone-to-bone arthritis because the cartilage had been dried out. Right now we're in the process of using the products to rebuild my cartilage. Like I said, last week I woke up one day and sat on the side of my bed, absolutely pain-free for the first time in 43 years, and tears just run down my face. I was on heart medication that I was taking as high as 90 to 120 milligrams of time-release nitroglycerin every morning to get out of bed. Heart doctors told me I was screwed. They couldn't do nothing short of a heart transplant. Having no insurance, that was not going to be possible in my lifetime. I just going to have to ride the old horse till she laid down. Thanks to these products today, I'm absolutely off of all medication. My doctor is scratching his head. He does not know what happened. I tried to ask him if he ever heard of Dr. Wallach, and his response to me was, he goes, I get pitched something every week. And I said, I'm not pitching you nothing, Doc. Look at the news. Seeing what happened to me does not light you far you would quit. I had absolutely no hope of ever getting any better. Today, I walk around without any medication completely. I started 3 days ago. I do not ache. I do not, and everybody that sees me, they don't recognize me. And, I've lost a total of 54 pounds now since I got on the longevity program. I'm not trying to lose any more weight. I'm a firm believer, as Dr. Wallach said, your body's going to lose what it ain't supposed to have if you put the right nutrients in it.
And how about this one?
It's a very exciting story because it is a happy ending. I was an athlete my whole life. I competitively swam in first grade. I was a record athlete in high school, state record sprinting. I was very healthy, always took care of myself. In 1993, a disease came upon me very suddenly, very mysteriously. Within sight of a week, I was almost dead. The first hospital misdiagnosed me, and by the time I got to the second hospital, which was a major hospital in Boston, the first 5 tests they took of me showed I was already dead. And they were going to try to stabilize me overnight for an 8-hour surgery. A 13-hour surgery the next day, they only gave me a 10% chance to live. So that was my first miracle from God, and that's when I realized I had PSC, primary sclerosing cholangitis. It's the same disease that killed Walter Payton, who was an elite athlete in the NFL. And so for 15 years, I had 32 surgeries. I wore bags off my liver. There's a lot of suffering, and I died actually twice, and they brought me back. So I'm very grateful for my conventional doctors, who are a very large team of very, very intelligent people. And it wasn't until Sandy Ellsberg visited me in Boston and introduced me over the phone to Dr. Wallach. I had heard about him, decades earlier with Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I thought he was a brilliant man. I never thought I would ever know him. And so to be on the phone with him was amazing and such an honor. So I thought if he could do anything, I was very open-minded and excited to even think if he could. And so he said he knew exactly what my disease was, and no one ever told me that. And he actually told not only that, he knew what caused it. It was some dietary changes I needed to make, coupled with a massive and profound mineral deficiency. So when you put back in the body what the body is missing, diseases and symptoms of diseases go away. So he was so confident that he could help what I had. He said within 30 days, my blood work and my liver number would go back into the normal range, which is medically impossible. This is not a disease that you survive. It's 100% fatal in men and 50% fatal in women. So 35 days when my liver numbers came back into the normal range, I got an emergency call from my team of doctors in Boston, and
35 days back to normal from telling her that, it was impossible. How about this one?
So I'm here with Buck Stephens, and not only are you one of the top producers of longevity, but tell me what longevity has done. What kind of change has it done for you in your life?
Well, I've got to tell you, to be real frank, in December of last year, which was only about 3 months ago, what happened was that I haven't had diabetes for 20 years, and I was progressively getting lower and lower and lower with my energy. I couldn't hardly walk. I came to the last convention just bent over with a cane. It was so bad, and they had told me, the doctors, they're going to cut my leg off in December 15th exactly. So Dr. Wallach, when we merged together with longevity, I was with FDI, and when we merged together, he said, you are not going to lose your foot.
Bottom line is, he didn't lose his foot either. Okay, he did not lose his foot. Let's see here. Hold on.
Here you are.
There I am.
Crazy,
Okay.
impressive videos. Holy cow.
And there is everything you can possibly imagine on those testimonies. And you know what? You don't have, somebody said to me today, well, I don't quite have my story. talked to so many people this morning, I don't remember quite who it was. They said, I don't have my story down pat. And I'm like, you don't have to have, you heard Robin several weeks ago talk about, you don't have to have your own big story. It doesn't have to be this dramatic thing that, oh my gosh, I made this huge improvement with myself. It can just be as minor as, oh my gosh, I'm with a company that works with Dr. Wallach, and he specializes literally in reversing almost every disease known to man. In the last 3 weeks, I have seen all kinds of things that have happened to people. Would love to share that with you. Just, you know, you don't have to have your own deal is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be some big dramatic thing. So what I'm asking you to do, the reason I started with this video this morning is I wanted you to see you're at the right time at the right place, right? You know, Dr. Wallach believes in changing America's health and the world's health, but he also believes in giving you and helping you with residual income so that for the rest of your life, you can have the financial freedom that people just talk about, right? And you can go to places, you can philanthropically give to people who might be less fortunate than you, all kinds of different things, right? And now you've seen the testimonies, and there's all kinds of longevity testimonies on YouTube. What I'm asking you to do is take out your cell phone. This morning I was talking to just an amazing dynamic guy, and we were talking, and most people believe they have very few contacts. But when you really get down to it, guys, you have a lot more contacts than you think you have. So we started talking, and I said, okay, pull out your phone. And I said, how many contacts do you have in there? He said, oh, about 400. Okay. Now we started the conversation with this person not thinking he had very many contacts, but he has 400 in his phone. I said, okay, forget the 400 for a minute. Are there 4 people in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4. 4 people that you would love to be in business with that are just like you, are dynamic, are interested in helping others, etc. And within 1 second, this person came up with, oh yeah, there's a person I'd really like to have in my business. I said, tell me about him. And literally the conversation didn't last probably more than 15 seconds because he proceeded to tell me this person is in ministry. Well, all ministers are about helping others. They're into caretaking. And then this person shared that the husband has the same heart issues as his good friend that got him into the business, Chris Downs in Hartselle, Colorado. And that his daughter has issues, and that her daughter has issues. And that during that conversation, as we're talking, and I'm saying some of the things to just get her on the phone with me for a 3-way because he is brand new in this business, he said, oh yeah, she knows Benny Hinn. So because I just happened to mention, well, has she, you know, as we were talking, she's a ministry. Of course, I'm going to give the Benny Hinn, the Creflo Dollar example. All you have to do is plug into trainings and be a tour guide. Because when you plug into trainings, you hear story after story after story. These stories are what help you then be able to repeat cool stories, right? And if that story doesn't resonate with you, go on to another story. Find them on YouTube. Listen to Monday Night's Call. Always, there's always 10 minutes of testimonies there. Okay, we always have testimonies on the Z Radical Call. We always have, you know, testimonies. Almost every group has testimonies. You know, you can put it on even Facebook page and ask, do you have a testimony on this or that? But after a while, you have enough ammo in your bag. You have enough tricks in your bag. Not tricks, but you know what I'm saying. You have enough information that when someone says, I have cancer, oh, really? Oh, my gosh, you have got to go to zteamlive.com. You've got to look for the October Z Radical National Call, and you've got to hear about this man and woman, about this man who had cancer, and he was given like 2 to 3 days to live because he had a football-sized tumor. And once he found Z Radical, and she actually paid more almost for the FedEx than she did the product. Once she got it in, within 3 days, how he was sitting up instead of laying down totally comatose. And within a very short period of time, the hospice said, hey, hospice is for the dying, not the living. You need to move out. So it was an amazing, amazing testimony. And we have testimonies like that all over because you want other people to tell their story. And you want to watch what you say. Of course, we always put the disclaimer because the bottom line is this, guys. The body is what does the work. God made our bodies perfect. It's just we screw it up with all the toxins, all the stress, all the power lines, all the lack of nutrition. The main thing is that we just don't have the minerals in our soil. We know that. Even the government said that in the 1930s, that the the agriculture department came up with a study that showed, gosh, there's no minerals in the soil anymore. And so you've got to do something. If you don't do something, then more than likely you're going to get diseases. But the body, once you give it the right nutrition, it just does its own thing and knows what to do. So our body is what does the work. We don't heal, cure, any of that with our products, right? We know that. We don't use those words. But I got to tell you, sharing those stories is what's going to make the difference. Just getting people on your three-way calls. Guys, that's what we talk about all the time. All you have to do is get them on the phone with myself, whoever your mentor is, whoever your upline is. That's all you want to do is get them on the phone with one of us, and we will take it from there, okay? And so with that person, I mean, he hadn't even given me more than probably 10, 15 seconds. It was so easy to know where to go with her. My gosh, she's a minister from around the world. Of course, we're going to share what we do and how we can help people, and we can help them financially. I mean, you hear every other Thursday, Dr. Stroman does a call for the churches. This past Saturday, he had a training call. If you need that recording, just email me, victoria@baranbiz.com, victoria@baran, BARANBIZ.com, and I'll be glad to get you that information. And so he does a training call. That one was on home-based businesses, why every church member should have their own home-based business, okay? And he records that call, and then he gives a live one on an opportunity event for churches as well. That's one you might want to be into. But if I have someone that's new age, I'm going to send them to Alex Jones stuff. If I have someone that's Christian, I'm going to send them to Benny Hinn stuff. You know, the information we give has nothing to do with male, female, age, any of that, religions. Guys, we're here to help everybody. We're all connected. And I think it's so interesting the more you read about social media and how we are just so incredibly connected, and how, gosh, they say you're 4.5 people away from knowing the president. Well, you do, because my son worked for the Coast Guard, and he worked in the Obama, actually in the White House for Obama. So you are closer than that. So literally, all you have to do is take action. There was a story I was reading today about a kid called Patrick Henry Hughes. And there was this man who was he was a speaker, and he was belonged to the Kentucky Association of School Administrators. And he was a little down in the dumps, but he was doing this big training. And they had invited him to go to the concert before his speech. And he decided, well, okay, I'm here in town, I might as well do it. So he went ahead and went. And they introduced this young musician. They said, welcome, Mr. Patrick Henry Hughes. And he was rolled out on stage in a wheelchair. And he began to play the piano unbelievably beautifully. His fingers just danced across those keys, right? This young man, Patrick Henry Hughes, you probably see him on 60 Minutes and some of the other news broadcasts. He was born with no eyes, tightening of the joints, which crippled him for life. So his father, he said, well, you may not play football, but obviously he had this talent literally from I think it was age 1 or something. He just totally got music. If they would play something on the piano, he could literally go back and recreate it. So he was just, kind of like Doc being that gifted at such a young age. This young man is the same thing. So then he's in the marching band, and his dad takes him out in a wheelchair. Is that cool or what? And spins him around on the, in the marching band, and does all these things with the marching band. And like he said, he said he could hit any note on the piano, and with 1 or 2 tries, he could just automatically redo it. So now get this, he's a junior at University of Louisville. He gets almost all A's, some B's. He's a part of that 214-member marching band. You got it, marching band, okay? And he says his dad is his hero. And he says, I may have been born with no eyes, but that's not a big deal. He gave me the ability, okay? And he says, I also was given I was unable to walk. He said, big deal. He gave me the ability, the musical gifts I have, and the opportunity to meet new people. Now, would that be life-changing to hear this young man, to see him, to feel that? See, life is not about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain, right? See, what we choose to focus on, what's missing for our lives, but if we're grateful for that abundance, we're grateful for all the other things, it's amazing what we can bring into our life. So it's about being grateful for the all the talents we have. And if there's things that we don't have specialty in, that's why you've got a mentor in this business, whether it's me, whether it's your another upline, because I know we have lots of teams that watch the Google Hangout or listen on the phone. All you literally have to do is have passion and get them on a three-way call and know we can get out of our own way. Like that young man, I mean, can you imagine being born with no eyes and crippled from birth, but yet he has all these other talents and he shares that with people? That is so cool. You know, John Mason said it takes a hammer of persistence to drive the nail of success. It takes the hammer of persistence to drive the nail of success. So I'm wondering, what are you willing to do to get to where you want to be? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to be? So, you know, we talk a lot about the coffee shop interview. We're in a relationship people business, period. End of story. That's what we're into. We are here to help people actually achieve their dreams. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. We're hope masters because most people are in jobs that they don't like. They're in all kinds of situations they don't like, but particularly they're in stressful financial positions. And so we want to help them be able to get out of that. And the interview process is a fantastic way to do that. Now, the interview process is one that all you're doing, picture you've got your sister's in town. She's brought her friend that you've heard about for years. What would you do? Oh, Susan, you know, tell me about yourself. What have you been, you know, oh, excuse me, I got a little lipstick there, looks like. Tell me about yourself. What do you do for a living? You know, hey, do you have kids? All those kinds of things that you've been taught about the coffee shop interview for years. So we have a few more different questions now. Tom sent it out the other day with someone who created this. I think, I guess he was, let's see. I'm trying to think of where this young man went. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're going to go, let me give you an interview that this young man did. And he said, you know, what do you do for a living? He goes, well, I work at T-Mobile as a sales rep full time. Go back to school in the fall. Would you like your job? Well, I'm comfortable when I get paid. It's pretty decent at this age, but you know, I want to get out of here because I want to get into another job to minimize the time I spend at work and also just to make a move and get out there. Okay, now he's a young guy. He didn't ask about health concerns. What are your hobbies? Well, I like to hang out with my friends at night, indoor soccer, working out, talking to girls. Do you exercise? Yeah, I exercise. I eat healthy, you know, not quite that much. I exercise pretty frequently, and I focus on it, my health extensively. So if you got someone who answered like that, what would you go into? Health and how you can take that to the next level and anti-aging, right? Do you own your own house? Well, this gentleman rents, this young man rents an apartment, okay? Do you like cars? Oh, yeah, I love cars. Got him to talk about which car he likes. Does he like to travel? Would he travel if he had all the money and all the time? Would he do the traveling? What is his thoughts on wealth? And you know what's amazing? Because people will stop and think, gee, what are my thoughts on wealth? Do I think I can have it all? How about what do you dislike about your life right now? Or what are you not so comfortable with in your life right now? Is there anything in your life you would change right now, and what would it be? What's your dream life? If you were doing it today, what would you be doing? This one I particularly like. If you awaken at 2 o'clock in the morning, what's the first thing that's going to come to your mind? Is it going to be money? Is it going to be time? Is it health? What's it going to be? And then, of course, the old standbys of, what would you do with an extra, like, $100 a month, extra $250 a month, extra $500 a month, extra $1,000 a month? What would you do with that money? So we're going to play a little game here, and I'm going to talk to our beautiful Becky. Becky, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I could hear that hesitancy in your voice, girlfriend. So I called her right before the call, didn't give her any notice. I said, hey, I want you to play a game with me, and I want to do the coffee shop interview with you. This one that's a little more revised and a little more updated. And I said, you can make up the stories. Doesn't matter. So whatever you tell me, I just want you to see, you don't have to get complicated. Everything we do is simple. I'm not saying it's easy, because you know what's not easy about this business? What's not easy is this, from here to here. That 6-8 inches in between our ears is what totally slows us down. That's the part that keeps us from our absolute greatness. I was watching a video the other day from Brian Tracy, and let's see if I could find it for next week. And it talked about, he says, every single person, he interviewed all these lots and lots of people about wealth. And the main thing they all said is what they thought about, if it was like they're wealthy, is how am I going to maintain that wealth? How am I going to get wealthier? How am I going to get that? If it's health, how am I going to get that? Just focusing on the how am I going to do that? So really all you have to do in this business is ask the right questions and find out if that person is a match for our business. And remember, if they're not, you don't have to have them in our business. There have been people that have wanted to be on my team, and I didn't want them on my team. Okay, I knew quite a bit about them, and I didn't want them there. So this really is an opportunity for you to say, you know what? All I got to do is care about people. And then I got to care enough about them to get them on a phone with Victoria, with Tom Chenault, with Dr. Gold, with whomever it might be, your upline, someone that you trust, someone that you know has their head in the business. Okay, and you can pick which one. You know I use Tom for certain ones. I use Dr. Gold for certain ones. You know, you pick the people that you want to use that for certain particular kind of things that happen in someone's life, so that they can relate more to that person, if that makes sense. But most of the time, you're going to do it with your particular upline or their upline. So so let me ask you, Becky. It's so nice to meet you. And again, Becky's going to make up a lot of this stuff. I just wanted you to see how the flow goes. So Becky, tell me about yourself. I mean, what do you do for a living?
We own a coffee shop, have for 6 years in Bellingham, Washington.
Awesome. And so do you like that?
I like it. I love my customers. It's fabulous that way. It takes a lot of time just waiting around. If people are there or not, you're stuck there 7 days a week. So that's not my fave, but it's got awesome things about it.
Okay. Now, guys, we're acting like Becky is not in longevity. Okay, I forgot to say that part. So you should be taking copious notes whenever you're talking to someone, because what are some of the things she just said? Yeah, it brings in a good income, but she doesn't like the time, does she? She does not like the amount of time that she has to invest in that coffee shop. Ding. Number 2, she owns a coffee shop. Ding. Could you maybe get her into our organic coffee, our Java Fit coffee? Be looking for similarities and things that fit. Well, okay, so if you could, you'd get out of that job, huh? I know you own it. I mean, how long have you owned it, Becky?
6 years. It's more like it owns me. I have 5 kids, 2 younger ones at home, and another one that rents another house on our property. And they're dangling too much. I need more time for them.
Wow, that makes sense.
So 7. I get home at 7. That's too late.
You probably don't even have any time then to yourself to even do hobbies or anything, do you?
Not much. I'd like to travel more.
Okay, so Becky just said she's reiterated the thing about time over and over. Just in the last 2 minutes, I bet she said time, 4 or 5 times? So we know that her big thing is time. She doesn't really like her life ruled by owning that coffee shop. And I got to tell you, as a business owner, and I own a couple of companies myself, but I can't even imagine in today's world having a retail store, because the dedication, and then somebody calls in sick and you got to cover it. And then all the books and paying the employees and just making sure, oh my gosh, it's a snowstorm, but yeah, I still have to open that shop at 6 a.m. because people want their coffee. That's one thing. I don't drink coffee personally, but the one thing I know about coffee drinkers is, man, they love their coffee. So they're depending on you. And, unless you're in a little town like I live, and it's really funny, there'll be a Bronco game or something, and you can go anywhere up here and they'll have a sign that'll say, closed for the Bronco game. Or we actually have signs that say closed, gone fishing. But in most cases, it's actually funny. I always just laugh when I see them. But in most cases, a business owner just can't shut it down. You're 24/7. You've got to be thinking about the insurance, the cost of owning that business. I think I might have shared with you before, there's a gal in our group that's a vice president of a bank. And she always says, oh my gosh, Victoria, people come into my office and they're willing to hawk everything they have to get a storefront. Okay, they want an SBA loan for 60 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand, whatever it is. And she says, and they got to put their house up, their 401k up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, for $500, you could own your own company and have your own time. So you see where you're just looking, all you're doing is talking, right? So let me ask you something, Becky. Do you have any health challenges at all? Any health issues at all? Or are you like one of these super women and have these 5 kids in this business? I mean, do you ever get tired? Tell me about your health and your kids' health and your husband's health.
I'm tired all the time and obviously need to lose a fair amount of weight. So yeah, more energy and no, I don't feel like I do have time. It's all dedicated everywhere and I should be paying more attention to myself that way, but I am not good about that.
Okay.
Taking care of, everything else and everyone else.
And does anybody have any particular issues? Just make up something, Becky. Anybody in your household have, so we know you're tired. How about your kids? Do any of them have any issues or anybody perhaps that might have cancer, arthritis, diabetes, heart disease that you know of? Because obviously, man, you get a lot of people in that coffee shop. You've told me about them before, or your friend told me about it before. So have you ever see people come in with oxygen tanks or anything like that in your coffee shop?
Absolutely. It's kind of like going to the salon. We hear about all the issues because that's more like friends. They come every day and, so yeah, you do hear a lot about health issues with other things. Like my mom's had already a heart attack and she has some different issues that way. So yeah, different people have different things. Arthritis runs heavily in my husband and his family.
Okay, so what did you learn from that comment? You learned that her business is like a hairdresser. I love hairdressers because hairdressers, you go in there and it's like this mental sign that says, tell your hairdresser everything.
Tell me.
Tell your hairdresser everything. Tell your clerk everything in your life, right? It's just kind of a mantra that starts playing in your head or something. But it sounds to me like the coffee shop is the same kind of thing. That
yeah,
people go,
when you give them coffee, then they really tell you everything.
okay, there we go. And so what does that tell you, guys? You've got an in because all she needs is a placemat size display. I use that a lot, by the way, guys, with doctors, with any kind of professionals, with UPS store owners. I don't care who it is. I usually always say, how would you feel about a placemat size display that could render you another 6-figure? I know you're doing really well, Becky, but how about if I could show you a way to make an additional 6 figures a year just with this placemat size display in your store or in your coffee shop that people love you. They already know you. They already love you. They already honor and respect you. And now you're going to help them with their health as well and have really healthy coffee, even coffee that has like 14 medicinal mushrooms and things like that. But to be able to help them get their health back and get off of oxygen and not have aches and pains. Do you think something like that might work for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I want more freedom. And the avenue to that is financial.
Good, good. Okay, do you see what almost every comment, and now she's making a lot of this, now some of this she had made. She does own a coffee shop, by the way, but she is in longevity. And so I want you to get how easy this is, and she's just giving you a little bit of idea of what's going on, and yet I've been able to extrapolate all the things that are going to be perfect for our business, right? So let me ask you something. If you could change anything in your life right now, what do you think it would be? Again, I've asked Becky to just make this up.
I want more freedom.
Okay, so you want more time. You know what? Any idea what your life's dream is? When was the last time you thought about something for yourself, dreaming for you and your kids? What would that look like?
I would like to take my kids around the world and show them different cultures and beaches all over the world. I love the beaches and sun.
Oh, wow. That is really fun. See how fun that is? That is, I mean, I loved hearing that from her. It was just really, and while she's talking to me, I'm visualizing all these guys at an airport. They all got their bags, and they've got, have you ever seen those bags that have like Paris and New York and all those little stamps, and kind of like RVs, you know, they have bumper stickers or those little state things. That's what I pictured when she was saying that, was suitcases from the kids that had all these different places, and to be able to share that with your kids. So let me ask you something, Becky. What if I could show you a business that you could make an extra $250, $500, $1,000, $5,000? Would something like that interest you?
Yes, if I could fit it in.
Okay. Okay, so what if I showed you that this is a business that you would own on your own, but the good news is you're not here by yourself, and I'm going to show you how to do every single bit of this business by doing the same things that you do right now. Nothing different. I'm going to show you how you go to the bank. I'm going to teach you how you can, talk about it there. I'm going to show you how we can have this little display in your coffee shop, and literally the people will call you or talk to you, and you'll get them on the phone with me. And so you and I are going to partner up. So let me ask you one last question before we get you started, and then I'm going to show you the two different ways that we get started. And then guys, I could have just been, if I was someone that was, I could have just gotten her on a three-way call right then through a passion and say, you know what, Becky, everything you've told me, I am so flipping excited about this because I know we can make a big difference in your life. I know that. And I know the timing seems to be really right for you. And I think we can get you that financial freedom. I have got a business partner that I want to get you on the phone with. I got to tell you, oh my God, this gal is so busy. She's a senior vice chairman. She's international trading director, but for this company. But I'll tell you what, she is such a great gal. And I think you're going to really relate to her because she's dynamic, just like you are, owns her own companies. I'm going to get you on the phone. Let me see if I can get her on right now. If not, give me, let's try it. Oh, sorry, she wasn't there right now. And I just emailed her real quick to see if she's going to get back in. But do you have time tonight or first thing in the morning? When do you have time? Give me a 20-minute slot. And I'll tell you, I know she's as busy as you are, so we want to be real definitive on the time. And it's important that if we say 2 o'clock, we show up at exactly 2 o'clock because I know she's on then to the next call. Do you have time, let's say at 4 o'clock today? I know it's only 1 o'clock now, your time. Do we have time at 4 o'clock today, your time, to get on for 20 minutes? Because she can even share more than what I've even shared.
I'll make time.
Okay. So guys, do you see how that's done? All you're doing is being real. You're coming from your heart. You're finding out what they need. Her big thing is time. She loves her kids, obviously. Okay. And that wasn't a fake thing because I know Becky really well. So she wants to be with her kids more. She wants to spend that incredible time with her kids. She wants financial freedom. And I got to tell you, when you have a storefront, it is not easy. I always joke about the UPS people because the UPS stores are always owned on their own. They're franchised out. But these people pay a fortune for these franchises, and they always got to be there. Becky, she always has to be there, or have somebody there, or have her kids there, or her husband there, or somebody's got to be there. Okay, that is a tough deal. Why not have a business that you can do anywhere in the world? That you can do when you get up early, you can do late at night, that there's YouTube videos you can send people to. There's all kinds of videos on the business you can send people to. There's 10 upline people that you can go to in most cases, not all, but there's several people you can go to. If you don't relate to one, you go to the next. Guys, the timing on this is absolutely perfect. And we have 11 days left in this month. No more excuses. You heard the one that, do you want to make money or do you want to make excuses? Do you want to make a difference or do you want to make excuses? It's no more excuses. And you know what? I had this hung up today, but you couldn't see it because I had it hung too high. Can you read that, Becky?
Dreams do come true, it says.
That's right. They do come true. But you know what? It's like that old saying you've all heard about, the lady or the guy that's on the top of the roof and his whole house, surrounded by water. And he says, God, why didn't you help me? I sent you the helicopter and you said no. And I sent you the boat and you said no. We all know that story, so I'm not going to go into it. But we got to help ourselves, okay? And we have to discipline ourselves. We have to be focused enough to be able to make a difference in our lives. And when we make a difference in our lives, we make a difference in other people's lives. Like that grandmother that, you help somebody get on our seaweed with Z-Radical, and the body does what it needs to do, and so they no longer have cancer. Can you imagine the impact that has on the grandkids, on all the relatives, on the next door neighbors? It has an impact. What you do has an impact. So with that, I can't believe it, Becky, but it is 3 minutes till 1. I can't believe it.
Crazy fast, huh?
It has gone by today.
So you're having fun.
We are having fun. And you know what? Tomorrow I'm on the Daily Dose call at 8:30 Mountain Time. So make sure you check. I'm sorry?
I said, yay.
Oh, and that one's good. I think we're going to do our A game. Get your A game on. So that's what we're more than likely going to do tomorrow, unless I change my mind and get inspired tonight. But anyway, that's the scoop. And we will see you guys all next week. And we just appreciate you checking in. Guys, I'm available. We're available here to do 3-way calls. Don't wait till the end of the month and say, oh, I didn't get to EMD. Oh, I didn't get to SEMD. I know I was going to. Get out that phone. Look at your 100 contacts, your 2,000 contacts, however many contacts there are. Look at those contacts and let's start making calls. Let's get on 3-way calls. And if you want me to even help you get on and, shadow me with that, whatever you want to do, we're here to help you. We want to get you to the SEMD level by the end of the month. So, guys, we love you. And with that, we're going to check out. Thank you, Becky. So appreciate you volunteering, kind of.
Oh, yeah. You bet. Thank you, Victoria.
I know you didn't volunteer, but you did a great job. So, guys, thanks so much, and we'll chat with you later.